Everything you see here is strictly informational. Forex is a high-risk business. Please do not place trades with more money than what you don't have. Please do not trade other people's money. Do not borrow any money than what you cannot trade with. And please take everything that I say as a personal opinion. I am not considered a financial advisor. I'm not considered a broker. I am just one here simply recording my journey along learning the markets.
Alright guys, what's going on? Oh yeah, bodies and wicks, talking about EURUSD. I just want to go straight to the chart because that's what I wanted to talk about, was what just happened. So just before this happened, you can see I have this, well, maybe you can see, let me make sure you got the chart up. Yeah, you can see I have the green line. It was actually in line with this one, making two highs. So I was like, okay, we have basically equal highs here. I was like, and I was thinking it was probably just gonna doodle around and do absolutely nothing for a while in the middle of the night, try to make a run on it, and you know, that's when we're gonna see it break that. But it already did it. It already just broke the buy side liquidity for that. It looks like it made a run on this. It looks like we have relatively equal highs here now. What's the high here? 17246. High here 17251. 3 pip that's off, right? 4 pip 5 246 751. 5 pips off, so half a pip. So we're half a pip between these two. That's pretty much equal highs. You might as well call it equal highs. So let's remove this one now. So it is looking like it is having a willingness to want to go higher. And you kind of have some equal lows, but you really don't. But your sell side liquidity was all down here. Right here, I'm in a 15-minute chart. Let's go to a 4-hour chart and take a look at this thing as a whole. I just wanted to jump into that because that was happening right as I was getting into it. So again, we go back. I want to go, you know, we all know we saw a consolidation here. You know, the big high, the big run up, and then you know, probably had everybody wanting to buy. Then it drops, second run up. This was the definite sign here. That was the sign to sell, was this big spike up, cleared out any kind of liquidity that was there. And then you had this drop. Now, my biggest problem last week was that I wanted to see the price get into, as you can see on my sell limits here. Let me actually get rid of all this crap on the side. I wanted it to go up into this side of the chart so bad that I was literally trying to find any and every reason I could to buy the EURUSD, just so I could get it higher, just because I thought it was going to go higher. I just thought it was going to go higher. But if you actually look at the daily of the EURUSD, I don't know what I hit, but let's get it off of here. Okay, if you look at actually the daily of the EURUSD, and you see this huge, it's actually, I mean, it was a solid candle because it went all the way up. I remember that Friday, it went all the way up until the end, right? And it actually traded into this candle here. So this would be your bearish order block. So on your daily, this would actually confirm that it would have more than likely fallen. And if I would have seen that ahead of time, I probably wouldn't have tried to force my will upon the market. Yeah, I made a video about it. If you guys haven't seen. I made a video about my mistakes I made this past week. If you want to check it out, but there's a lot of mistakes that I made, and I shared them all. And one of them, yeah, I was trying to force my will up on the market, and so I just kind of lost focus on, especially the first couple days. You know, first couple of days, I was just I was trying to find any and every reason to buy, and it wasn't happening. And so until I did finally find a reason to buy, which was on Friday, up until I saw it hit that point, if we go to the 4 hours, you'll be able to see it. So it was in these last 4 hours. So this was on Friday here. It came up and hit these two candles here, right? So it actually hit this one, right, and then came down. And whenever it bounced, I was like, oh crap, what did it do? And I turned around and looked, and then I was like, that's it hit a bearish order block. So I got out of my trade and I sold at that point. And if you actually, I sold at the wrong time. If we get down even to the nit grid of it, actually, let's get down to the 5, because that's what I was on. And here, let me hit auto, we can get a little bit quicker. And we get down to the nit grid of what happened on Friday. So this was, where was the end of the London session? Because that's where I bought. It was somewhere down in here is where I bought. Because it ran into an order block. I don't even want to go all the way back, but this green line here, that's an order block that I had listed. It ran into that. I bought somewhere in there. And then I waited overnight because it was at the end of London, I think. Yeah. No, it was actually at the beginning of London. But I think I bought at the end because I didn't realize it was in order block until the end. Yeah, so right around here is when I bought. But it stayed around there for too long, and so and that's why I thought it was going to go lower. Because usually when it runs into an order block, it rejects automatically, and it doesn't just kind of hang around. Which makes me think that this is basically a new order block that has been created, comes up, dips back down into it, and then we see the rejection out. I have basically the daily highs and lows marked. The blue lines are lows through the past 3 days. The red lines are the highs for the past 3 days. Green blocks are either liquidity points or order blocks. So I'm just trying to figure out which direction this is going. I've realized that I really don't know. You can't forecast a whole week of what's going to happen. You really got to take it a day at a time. And I was even going to take this, almost like an hour at a time, until this just happened on us just now. But it made that run, and it basically made another equal high. So now we have 2 equal highs here. So now retail was thinking, look, it rejected it. So as soon as it made a run up on that, it rejected it, right? So it's going to eventually come back up and go above that. So the question is how far? How far is it going to come back? It looks like this would be a safe spot. And this would almost make, well, I would say 7,000, but maybe 70.50. Because that would be an order block level right there. 70.55, somewhere around in there. It may come down a little bit lower. At 7,000, you're invisible. Your invisible line, right? It actually would probably be exactly halfway through this 5-minute candle as well. I want to place a fib on this to find out. Sorry, you're really getting hardcore analysis now. I'm learning a lot of different things. Okay, so this is 6990. So 62 points. So it wouldn't be halfway. It would just be just before halfway. So that's a good thing. If it's more than halfway, then usually it trades to the other side. So it might actually come down to the 7000. This is where the silent, or the I guess you could say the silent or the hidden resistance is. Because because it looks like it is kind of a hidden resistance. I mean, there, even though it did trade through it for a minute, again, that could be, you know, an order block. So if we go back to the 4-hour side, I'm jumping back and forth these time frames. This is how I do my analysis now, and you're gonna have to come along for the ride if you're actually watching my videos. Again, that's where this order block would be in between. Well, it'd be, yeah, in between 8 and that 12 o'clock. So it would actually be, well, all of this. So it is actually coming down into that order block right now. Let's see if it gets rejected. Let me measure that halfway. It didn't come to that. Well, let me go from body to body. Oh, nailed it exactly at 50%. Exactly at 50%. Let's see if it tries to go around through it. Actually catching some good stuff live here, so as long as it doesn't run through that at exactly 50%. Because yeah, what's the open? Open 17191. Write this down. 17191. And close 17133. 17133. What is the median of that? 17191. 17133. Alright, 17133. 17162. Exactly 17162. Oh, but it ran through it. It ran through it a little bit. I would say as long as it doesn't trade, you know, 3/4 of the way through, I think it's going to turn around and shoot right back up. We're actually getting some good action during the Asian session on a Sunday here, so especially with EURUSD. Alright, let's get back to a 15-minute chart, see what's going on, because it came right up, came back down, rejected. And it's looking like it's wanting to, I think it's going to fizzle out now. I think it's going to fizzle out now and consolidate for the rest of the New York session, or the rest of the Asian session. Because this was one of the last, this was 2 days ago, daily low. 3 days ago, daily low. We take 3 days ago, daily low. Oops. And what is that? 17198. I should say 17120. Measure 10 pips on each side. So 17130, which would be exactly where we are, around here. Actually, no, 17130 and 17110. Yep, and you have your little range area here. So, still not sure what bias that we're going to get from EURUSD. Looks like, see, because there's a lot of sell side liquidity that it does want to take out, but it's creating buy side liquidity right now at the same time. So, my personal bias is that it's going to take out the buy side liquidity. I think it's going to go up. Because I think when it came down, it hit those order blocks. It created an order block here, dipped back down into it, shot up out of it. It did hit those order blocks, though, those 4-hour order blocks that were over here. It seems like it might be stuck in a range, or at least trying to get out of one. So it could dip back down into it, right, into this order block here. Come back up, right, clear out this liquidity, clear out this liquidity, and then could probably hit another order block, right? Come back down, and it could just be order blocking all the way, its way back up. That's what I'm seeing out of this anyway. That's what I'm seeing out of EURUSD, is that we're gonna be swinging our way back up, more than likely to that level that I really wanted to get to. Because it pulled back, and whenever it pulled back, if I pull the fib, we're actually at the 50% mark right about now. So if we do this, right, we pull a fib from down here to up here, right? Yeah, we're pretty much at the 50% mark now. Let me see if I can't get it a little bit more defined by zooming in and getting in close on these and getting a better placed fib. Since I am on the 15-minute chart, we should be able to get a pretty good placement. Move it up just a little bit because it needs to be on the body instead of the wick. Here we go. And I believe that is the lowest body. Yep, okay. Now, let's find ourselves a way up to... Jesus. Of course I would do that. There's one even higher up here. Alright, there's the highest body. We come back down, and what do we get? We're at about the 50% mark of this. So that's why I think we could see a pullback down just a little bit further, because it looks like 62. Actually, that is about a 40 pip retracement, though. That would happen overnight. That would be definitely a London session thing. And it may set up for a buy during the New York session. If we were to pull all the way down through this liquidity, right, and then hit at the 70.5 figure for this large fib that I've drawn. Because if we actually draw this thing out in 4 hours, this is the top of the order block. This is half of it. It would actually come down into the top of the order block, and then get it, go back out. But if it did that, it would clear out all the sell side liquidity. It would clear out all the sell side liquidity at once, and then return back to, then it would just go for all the buy side. So then it wouldn't have any more sell side liquidity to worry about. But that means it would return back down. So it's gotta have some type of magnet, It's gotta have some kind of reasoning, some kind of narrative to go where it goes. So I am personally thinking that these are recent, right? I don't think it's gonna pull all the way back down into here. I think this was as close as we're gonna get, as pulling back down and all the way into there. It'll probably pull back down into here to this 17,000 level. This, or hidden 17,000 level. If it doesn't pull into the 17,000 level, what it probably will do, and this is something I've also learned, is that since it is a hidden support, you can draw a fib at hidden support to, this would be the new highest high. 70.5% retracement. Look at that. It's halfway between this as well. So let me draw a line here. What is a 70.5% retracement? Well, first off, let me make sure I just have everything lined up. High here, 17180. Open here. Actually, close here. That's actually what it would be. 17183. 17236. Open 17236. Okay, so this needs to be 17236. It is 17. Okay. So this is 17070. Okay, let me get rid of this fib now. Now what I want to do is go to this bearish candle here, draw a fib, and see what the 50% mark is. 17069. So it is pretty much exactly at the halfway level, and it also is at the low of this right here. I think I'm overthinking this way too much, but I think that's probably what we could be seeing, because then you would have a double bottom, right? Basically, you would have an equal low here, and if it pulled all the way back down to here, you would have two equal lows now before it took off and tried to take out buy side liquidity, right? Before it tried to take these out. So then that would give it a reason to come back down instead of actually pulling all the way back down in, way down in here, because I forget how many pips that would be. I think it's like 40 something pips if I'm not mistaken. If it was to actually pull all the way back down in here, deep into yeah, something 54 pips. I don't think EURUSD is going to do 54 pips in overnight. So I think I will stick with my original idea. I think it probably will come back down to here, somewhere between 17070, 17000, somewhere around in there. Probably 17000, and then buy. And that is my personal opinion on EURUSD. But we will have to see. I really think it's going to come down to somewhere into this level here, halfway between. I don't think it's going to pull all the way back, but I do think it is going to pull somewhere back into here during London, and then it's going to buy, and that way it's going to take out this buy side liquidity. It may come morning to where it's probably going to get flirting with this line. It's going to push retailers to sell. It's enticing retailers to sell. It's going to pull back just enough to have an optimal trade entry, and then it's going to buy after that. That is my personal take on EURUSD. Whether you like it or not, I really don't care. Just because I've been learning new things, and this is what I think is going to happen. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow. If you haven't seen my stuff before, this is what I do. I go over charts. I don't really try to predict price. I really try to read the price action, and try to see what it's going to do from there. I learn most of my stuff from one particular person. In general, it's an Inner Circle Trader. If you haven't ever seen his stuff before, check him out. He's really good. Been doing this for like 20-something years, so I'm not trying to say this is my own thinking. I'm trying to say that I've been learning from him, and this is how I've been thinking because of him. And so yeah, we'll have to see what happens, what pans out tomorrow. But yeah, if you do like my stuff, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can also hit the like button. That's actually more important than hitting the subscribe button, because when people scroll through and they see that somebody's liked it, they're more inclined to click on it. So that'd be cool. But yeah, I thought I'd share this with you because I was wanting to try to catch that weird, that up move. As soon as I was trying to come on, to see, if we were going to try to get like a run on Euro USD, at the very beginning of the, well, I wouldn't say at the very beginning. We're close to the end of the Asian session. It's 8:25 p.m. Central Time. Probably got a couple hours left in the Asian session. But right in the middle of it, to have that kind of run and drop back down is, it kind of, well, I don't know. I've seen stranger things on a Sunday night, that's for sure. But anyways, that's all I've got for you for now. I will probably be updating these every day. Thank you, and always to remember to wear your pants.